let's focus on what's also going to be happening in the next hour or so. The United States Senate is going to take up a measure to defund Planned Parenthood. Of course, you've seen and heard a lot of the videos. You haven't had a chance to see some of the more gruesome parts. I have, but bottom line, that did get out through YouTube and other venues that have really changed pro-life and pro-choicers alike. And it's not just a Republican effort to defund this thing. A number of Democrats, including my next guest, are saying enough is enough. This is going too far. With me right now, West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who will indeed vote against funding for Planned Parenthood later on. Senator, good to have you back with us.
Good to be with you, Neil.
So this is something that flies in the face of many in your party who say, well, whatever its problems and ills and controversies that were generated through these videos, it does a lot of good. It should be funded. You say no.
Well, Neil, I represent the good people of West Virginia, and I can tell you this is most troubling. This is disturbing. It's absolutely unacceptable, unconscionable, and there's no way I can continue to vote and support. You know, the Hyde Amendment is supposed to keep everything separated. We want to make sure that every woman in West Virginia has access to care, and we do. There was only one Planned Parenthood over in Wood County in West Virginia, so our state has a good network of taking care of our women and the needs of the women in West Virginia. We'll make sure that continues and hopefully support the funding that would come from defunding Planned Parenthood into other health rights, free clinics that we can help women all around the country.
All right, but as things stand now, you would opt to defund it. Now, there are many, the president said, Josh Earnest, speaking for the president, has said, you know, these might have been doctored tapes, that they're strung together to give the impression that, you know, Planned Parenthood is doing even illegal, if not illicit things. What convinced you that this was the turning point?
Well, Neil, all of that. You know, I was always disturbed. I've been pro-life all my life. It's the way it's how I was raised. It's, you know, not my religion, nothing except basically I'm a product of my environment, and that's who we all are. And I was raised in a family that life is a gift and it's special, and you do everything humanly possible you can to protect it and rejoice when you get a gift from God that and this beautiful, beautiful child, and you know, so that's who we are. But we always had incest, rape, and life of the mother conditions, and it's been a very tough thing. It's a personal thing, and everyone has to make a personal choice on this. I had voted when I first got here in the Senate to continue the funding for Planned Parenthood because of the Hyde Amendment. I did not see how they had crossed the funds over, but this goes far and beyond what I can accept, and I will not, and I will vote to defund.
All right, do you think if they were indeed selling these fetus parts and dismembered parts for money, until that is a crime?
Neil, if you looked at the videos, Neil, they even admitted. I mean, they were asking the top officials. One was asking, what are you used to paying? What is your usual price? So they were putting prices. I mean, I've called for a full investigation. I believe a full investigation needs to be done on criminal activity. But with that being said, I only have one vote today. Do I vote to continue funding or to defund? And I will vote to defund because of that.
All right. Very quickly, Senators, you know the president has already said that's not what every expectation he would veto such a measure. And then you're back to square one because the votes aren't in the Senate to override such a veto.
I mean, you know, we continue, but it still doesn't excuse you from doing the right thing. In my heart, I know what I'm doing is the right thing. I feel right about what I'm doing. I feel I'm representing not just the people of West Virginia, but I represent my own values too. And it's just one of those things. It should not be a Democrat or Republican. How everything becomes so political. You know, we all have our moral conscience, our moral beliefs. We all have our ideological positions. And we're going to vote and support that. And I represent some great people in the state of West Virginia who expect me to make an independent decision. I make that decision. I'll cast that vote, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure an investigation takes place. Now, it needs to take place. DOJ needs to be involved.
All right. Now you're talking about the very people